Hey there, two awesome movie nerd watchers. Elliot here.
Abby here.
And we are about to talk to you about the dance-tastic film from the state of Israel known as Waltz with Bashir.
You know, you made it sound like High School Musical documentary form in Israel, which it is not.
It's not. But there's actually dancing.
There is dancing. It's kind of cool.
Okay, but anyway, I'm sure you've already heard a lot about this, but in case you haven't, Ari Folman is the filmmaker here, and he goes around interviewing different people who experienced the Lebanon War in the same way he did, trying to piece together his memory and figure out exactly what happened with the siege of Beirut and things like that. And the entire thing is rendered in an absolutely breathtaking style of animation that just from frame one, has you completely riveted.
I knew from the first second, like, wow, I'm going to love this movie. I've had some big issues with rotoscoping and that kind of thing in the past. Especially,
namely?
Well, Richard Linklater does a lot with rotoscoping. He did Waking Life, and he did...
A Scanner Darkly.
A Scanner Darkly, that's right. And, of course, you can also see examples of rotoscoping in all of those weird Charles Schwab commercials.
Yeah. Hold on, time out. What's up with that?
I don't know. It looks silly. I've always had kind of a love-hate relationship with rotoscoping because it's just... Some of the way it's done, especially in Waking Life, looks kind of sloppy. Like, almost real, and then not quite real, and then just kind of this soupy, weird mixture. But in Waltz with Bashir, I think it all looks fairly streamlined. It all looks fantastic. And I think it looks more animation than it does photo finish animation, which I think is a big plus because it's not that distracting. It makes you more interested in the art, what's going on, and what they're saying, rather than, holy cow, what's going on here? Why does that not look right?
Absolutely. And, I think one of the things that I really, really loved about the fact that this is the way that Fullman decided to tell the story is the fact that it really actually contributes to the narrative itself, because the viewer is going on this visual journey where everything is incredibly surreal because he doesn't exactly know what happened, and he's piecing back together his own memory.
Plus there are hallucination sequences, dream sequences, and the form that he uses allows him to go into those in great detail, which is just fantastic.
And it only adds. So whereas Waking Life, I think it was just done to sort of mess with our heads, and where Scanner Darkly, I think he was just like, well, I've got no other ideas, so I might as well do this. It actually works here, and it's very, very purposeful. I personally, one of the things that I think Abby would tell you, because she was there, is the fact that normally when I walk out of a movie, I have a lot to say. I'm, incredibly verbal about, what, I liked and what I didn't like, but really, on the drive home from this one, I was pretty speechless. I was really, really quiet.
It was very quiet, and nothing was said until Elliot said, "I'm still processing," and I kind of was too. Because,
not only is this a really compelling story to have to process, but the fact that it's all, true, and that this is the history of this, and it's not just this one guy coming up with the story. It's a lot to deal with.
Yeah, I've always said that as much as I like to watch horror movies, I think that fake horror is nowhere near as horror that actually occurred. Anything like fictional, based in truth, or actual documentary fact like this movie just completely scares the pants off me, just because the fact that anything like this could actually happen, and did in fact happen, is just totally frightening.
Of course. Now, I think that one of the things that Abby and I initially disagreed on is the fact that there is one sequence in the movie that actually cuts to real live footage, and we're not going to tell you where it is, because I would just what's the fun in that? But
we don't want to ruin it for you.
We don't want to ruin it for you, but initially, I just thought it was brilliant, because I think, going back and forth between those kinds of things and sort of making us look at things through the human lens, I thought it was really, really poignant.
Well, I initially had some qualms about it, because I felt like, first of all, the use of actual live action kind of broke the illusion for me. And also, it comes at the very, very end of the film, and the way in which it is used is rather jarring and kind of leaves the viewer going home.
But at the same time, I think that was the point.
Yeah. Then, upon thinking, I think that if you look at the movie as a journey of memory and anecdotes up until this point, it really kind of transforms. So I think any problems that I might have initially had with it, after I gave it more thought, I really realized that although it's not what I would have expected, it's very effective and makes you really think more than anything else. I think it's a really great use of change in the medium. I think it was pulled off very, very well.
Yeah, on top of that, I just think, the live footage and stuff, it just sort of speaks to the fact that this is so much of a hybrid film, because a lot of it is interviews that the director has done with people who are actually there, but then some of it was scripted and, done by voice actors, and there's this animation, but there's also this archived footage that actually happened. I mean, in that way, combining that with the kind of story that it's telling, it's unlike anything I've ever seen. And so even if I wasn't emotionally invested in this story, which I am for multiple reasons, but even if I wasn't, I was going to find this film utterly compelling.
I did.
I think we both did.
Definitely.
So, Waltz with Bashir, if it comes to your hometown,
I
province.
It's coming out on DVD very, very soon.
Netflix that stuff, seriously.
Ayo.
I mean, it would really be quite an investment. And, it's not a popcorn flick. It's not something that you just want to watch for sheer entertainment, but at the same time, I felt like I walked away a much more aware individual than I was walking in.
Absolutely. I love movies like that. It's great for watching and great for discussing.
Absolutely. So, that is the end of the review part. But Abby and I have been talking about this idea, and we want to run it past you people. So, in a couple of our past videos, people have commented that they want us to see certain films. Like, they basically make requests. Like, hey, one person said, why don't you guys watch Twilight? To which Abby and I said, please don't make us watch Twilight. Please don't make us watch Twilight. But you know what? There's a valid point there that, if you guys take enough time to actually watch our videos, and we appreciate the fact that you do, we think that you might as well have a bit of a say in it. So
the least we can do is return the favor. So
absolutely. So here's what we're going to do.
All right. What we want to do is, I guess, this could go one of two ways.
Many ways.
What we would like initially is responses. Tell us what movie you would like us to review and why. You can do it either in a text response or a video response, and we're going to go either by sheer number of responses or by quality of response. So if you have a movie that you really, really, really want us to see, and
you can win us over.
Yeah, absolutely. Try to win us over. Do a video response, do a textual response, anything that you think will get us completely compelled that we absolutely have to review this movie. Or if a whole bunch of you want us to review Twilight, we'll do Twilight.
We'll do Twilight. I mean, we'll bite the bullet for you people because we care.
We love you. We love you, please.
That's the kind of people we are. So, I mean, we're both really looking forward to the kind of responses that you come up with, the kinds of movies you want us to see. And if, one of you is just like, God, I really want you to watch Soylent Green and tell us what you think.
I've actually seen Soylent Green.
Abby's already seen it, so she'll be able to
I would love to talk about it, too.
However, whatever you guys want out there, I would actually be more intrigued by video responses just because, that would make it more of a dialogue. But
so hint, hint.
So hint, hint. But anyway, so you know what? Now the ball is in your court. So we're the two awesome movie nerds. And
go forth and watch.